The TISSOT PRX POWERMATIC 80 has become a go-to watch for affordable collectors. There's a lot of good reasons for that. Obviously, you're getting the POWERMATIC 80, but it's also a really good looking watch that's very well made for the price that is usually under $600 if you're getting them on the secondary market. Today, we're going to take a look at a beautiful limited edition from TISSOT and Bucherer. It's a Bucherer blue, so it does get a blue dial. Let's flip the camera and take a look at this limited edition of only 888 pieces from TISSOT and Bucherer. So for one reason or another, they went back to the old box for this watch. I have no idea why, but it is a nice box. It gets the catalog, you get the history book for, TISSOT, which is nice. If you don't know the history of TISSOT, you could read that up when you get your watch. And then of course you're getting the watch, and then there is the travel pouch that is tucked underneath here. But what we came for is the watch, and here it is. So I mentioned in the video that I did previously for this watch that this is a Bucherer, not a Carl F. Bucherer. So this is a Bucherer collaboration. Bucherer are a AD in Europe. They actually purchased Tourneau here in the United States, and they're sort of expanding here in the United States with the name Bucherer. However, Bucherer are an AD, and they do collaborations with different brands. They don't just do they don't just actually make watches. Actually, they don't make watches. It's Carl F. Bucherer who do. That's their boutique brand. It's a little bit confusing, but what they do with Bucherer is collaborate with brands and do blue dial or blue element watches. So they've collaborated with very high-end brands and more affordable brands like TISSOT. This is the second watch that they've collaborated on, I believe. And the previous watch had a blue dial, and this one has a blue dial as well. Essentially, this is the PRX POWERMATIC 80 that we know and love, with a blue dial, and what they have done here is put gold accents. So you get a gold bezel, gold indices and hands. There's even a gold surround around the date window, and it is all PVD gold. It is not solid gold. So if you wanted the solid gold version with a brown dial, and I believe they make it in a blue dial as well, you do not get the hobnail pattern. So the little pattern that is on this dial. You get sort of a sunburst pattern on this dial, and you get a hobnail pattern on this dial. I think it's the best dial for the money at this price point. There is no watch out there that has a dial at this level at $675. It's phenomenal in my opinion. Also, you're getting applied indices. Those are filled with lume. The hands are filled with lume. And as I mentioned, those are all in gold tone. So that sort of separates it out from the current blue model. And then of course, if you want that upgraded gold bezel, the solid gold bezel, you don't get that hobnail pattern, you just get a sunburst pattern. Those dials are very nice, but it's not as nice as this dial in my opinion. You still get the same bracelet. It's a beautiful bracelet. They do a really good job on here. Double deployant, not a lot of people like that. It's always a little bit loose on every PRX that I've had in for review, but other than that, you have this polishing that goes in between the links. It looks really good. It feels great. Again, a bracelet on here that bats way above its price point. It really is a beautiful bracelet. Kills any micro brand out there. And then of course you get to see the movement from the back, and the case back is signed Bucherer, and it's a limited edition. It gives you the limited edition number out of 888. POWERMATIC 80 that you can see from the sapphire crystal in the back. I believe this is a sapphire crystal. If anybody knows in the comments, please tell me if this is a mineral crystal. I don't remember. And it is obviously slightly decorated, not a very decorated movement, but you have the wave pattern on the rotor, which looks pretty good. These are great size as well. They're 39 millimeters and change, so around 40 millimeters, 39.8 millimeters. You get a really small crown. It's in the under 5 millimeter range, so 4.6 millimeters, 4.8 millimeters, somewhere around there. The effective lug to lug is basically the lug to lug on this watch, so it's 51.5 millimeters. Thickness is decent on these, considering that it's a POWERMATIC 80 inside, 11 millimeters thick, and you get 100 meters of water resistance. So this is a true sports watch. You could really wear this watch every day. You could wear this to the office. You could wear this out at night. You could do light swimming with it. You can do basically anything you really want to do with this watch, except for maybe going diving. Obviously, you're not going to do something like that, but it's definitely durable. You have a sapphire crystal and all that good stuff. Really a beautiful, beautiful watch that I think is very well executed. And like I said, the reason why I wanted this is because Bucherer do these sort of blue dial limited editions. They do them with tons of brands. It's just a gimmick to sell watches. However, I think this is one of the first, if not the only, PRX limited edition to come out so far. And I just wanted to grab it, so I did. It was $675, as I mentioned, so it wasn't more expensive than any other PRX on the market. I was about to buy a green dial version. I was waiting for the prices to come down on them, and they never did. And then this came along, so I decided to grab it. Anyway, very quickly, let me throw this on my wrist. Even though it is not sized for my wrist, I'm going to throw it on my wrist so you guys can see what it looks like on my 7.5-inch wrist. And then we will do a quick lume shot and then wrap up the video. So today I have a very interesting watch on. This is a new acquisition for me. I bought this on Whatnot through an auction. I got an incredible price. I'll be doing a video on it. This is a Heuer 510-501. It has a Lemania 5100, so that means you have a really awesome chronograph movement, central seconds, central minutes, 24-hour right there, 12 hours, and then a 60-minute running seconds right there. So lots of details on this dial. I'll actually do a close-up of it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Really cool watch. I'm super excited about that. But here it is on my 7.5-inch wrist. This is the Bucherer. This is a really great travel watch that, you know, they also make straps for it now and has a quick release, which is pretty easy to change out. I mean, it looks really good. And that gold, that PVD gold, actually looks really good. Normally, I do not like PVD gold, but when I saw this, it's not on the links, so it's not like a two-tone watch. That PVD gold will last a very long time on the bezel. If it was on the bracelet, it would not, so that would concern me. Very quickly, a lume shot, and then we will wrap up the video. So lume on these aren't that great, but there you go. I think there's a little bit more lume on this watch than I've seen on other PRXs. I have to look back at my videos and see if that is the case. But and I mean, you know, the application isn't very bright, but it just looks like it's a little bit more. The indices are a little bit longer, and then of course you have pretty decently applied hands, but nothing crazy. Anyway, I'm very happy about this watch. I think this will stay in my collection. I bought the blue dial and ended up selling it and then regretted it. I wanted it back, and then I was going to buy a green dial. It gave me the excuse to buy a blue dial version of the PRX again, without feeling bad, I guess. Anyway, tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I'm excited about it. It's a limited edition, which really doesn't mean all that much, but it is kind of the first limited edition for the PRX. So you can see the lume is already faded on the indices. Nothing too good there, but that's really it. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog, all one word. I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. However, I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.